He is the reason why I did this movie, to be honest. I loved the screenplay. I think it was masterfully done. It was, such a primal story about the perseverance of the human spirit, the will to live, what you draw upon when all of the chips are stacked against you. But it was about going on this Mecca with him. I saw in his eyes that he wanted to immerse himself in a completely different world, to submerge himself in nature, and almost do something very close to a documentary and its approach. And I recognized that he had a yearning for that. And he's a filmmaker that I've always admired. He is so persistent about authenticity. It makes it amazing to work with him as an actor, because you just have to concentrate on what you do, and everything around you is as real as it could possibly be. So it's about just reacting at that point. There's a very haunting theme that so fits with Hugh Glass's journey. I mean, here he is trying to draw upon these ghosts of his past to summon the courage and the will to keep moving on. And Sakamoto's score just is indicative of that. I mean, especially those last few moments. It's incredibly haunting, and it's hard to put into words why music affects you or what it does to you on an emotional level, but it certainly works and fits in this movie. And I remember being in on the ADR session, just listening to them talk about it, and it moves you emotionally, which is what you want.
The director Alejandro wanted to have lots of layers of the sounds of acoustics and electronics. So, I had to combine both, heavily processed electric sounds with, the nice recorded orchestral sounds. So that was a bit hard. The strength of cinematography is amazing. It's actually, that's the most, the resource of inspiration for me. And also the performances of those actors and actresses are incredible. That's also inspiring. So overall, the direction by the director is, I don't know what to say. It's incredible. There are just a few dialogues going on for 2 hours and a half minutes of film. So, the images and the music and sounds, they are telling the story instead of dialogues. So that's why there's a gigantic amount of music there. There's one moment, the main role, Glass, has a nightmare kind of a dream, nightmarish dream, and where he can meet his dead son in his dream at the church. That's the most beautiful moment for me. I wish I could have the general method to achieve his request, but there's no technique or methods for me. So I just trying to climb up the gigantic amounts of his requests, just step by step.
The name is said is somebody who returned from death, and I think this film is about revival. It's about the fact that sometimes in our life we die and born many times. We have to reinvent ourselves and being healed and fail and die and born again, and kind of the cycle of the plants in different weathers, but we keep our same roots. So this is kind of a metaphor about the guy that has to be in a way healing himself and coming back again and again. I think Ryuichi Sakamoto has been one of my favorite musicians in the last 30 years. I have 2 songs with him that he allowed me to use in Babel. Then we become friends, and then I invite him, and I think he was the perfect choice because, you know, he has these minimalistic, elegant, very moving notes in a classical way. And then he has worked with Alba Noto, which is Karsten Nicolai, this German electronic composer. They have 6 albums together. We bring him to, and then this American new composer, Bright Dresner, from the Nationals, that he has this rock band, but he has a career as a musical composer. So the 3 of them made an incredible guacamole of music that is fascinating. You know, obviously conducted by Ryuichi, which is the master of that, the silences. So it's very moving, his music. You know? These films, in a way, is told with a lot of, it's a show and not, you know, like show and not tell. You know, it's a lot of images. It's a true cinematic experience because it's through images, sound and silences and spaces. So those spaces really tells a lot. Like a great conversation is defined by the silences, not by what you said. In the silences when you have the accents and what every word means, you know.